MMA Now, powered by Film On TV Network.
Flex Sports Tailgate and PBC Fan Fest. Ray Flores, thank you very much. As he's been talking about, we've got a major announcement coming. Actually, there may be more major announcements today, but we'll start with this one, and we'll do it right now. We have head of Spike Sports, Mr. Slusser. You've heard his name. We'll bring him up in just a second. But first things first, let's bring up two very recognizable, one veteran, one up-and-comer, fighters from Bellator MMA to get set for this announcement. We'll introduce first a fighter from about 40 miles away from here, from Menifee, California. He's a tough veteran, and he's undefeated at 7-0. In the Bellator cage, a 25-fight veteran. Would you please welcome Menifee's very own, the Menifee Maniac, Fernando Gonzalez. And on my left, we'll introduce the fighter from the UK. In fact, his last fight happened in the UK at the O2 Arena in London. A spectacular knockout. If you haven't seen it, make sure you jump online and see it. I guess I think most of you, especially those in the media, have seen it and do remember it. A flying knee knockout, one of the best veteran fighters anywhere, Cyborg Santos. And he went to 11-0, finishing all but one of his opponents, 7 by knockout, 3 by submission. Again, the undefeated fighter from the UK, some call him a phenom, making his way up through the ranks. He too undefeated in Bellator 5-0, 11-0 overall. Would you please welcome MVP Michael Venom Page. And to make the official announcement, if you would, sir, if you please welcome the head of Spike Sports, the man himself. This is Mr. John Slusser.
I'm no Michael C. Williams. Okay, but I do have a great job today. Very exciting job to announce something really, really special. I am proud to announce, you probably guessed why we had these two on the stage. I am proud to announce that on November 19th, one of the most exciting fighters in all of combat sports, and I mean the internet buzz and the amount of attention this guy's got is unbelievable, will be entering the Bellator cage once again in one of his biggest challenges, if not his biggest challenge to date, against Fernando Gonzalez. That is live from the SAP Center in San Jose. This is going to be one of the most exciting events of the year, and it's going to be seen on Spike TV in over 150 countries around the globe. And trust me, a lot of people will be watching to see this type of action. So, MVP, as we said, perfect record, 11-0, coming off one of the most devastating flying knees you're ever going to see against Santos and Gonzalez, the Menifee Maniac, right down the road here. And one of the best 170-pound fighters in all of Bellator. So I will tell you, buckle up for some unbelievable action on November 19th, SAP Center in San Jose. I will now open it up. Yeah, thank you. I will now open it up. If you have any questions for the fighters, feel free. Go ahead.
Question for MVP right here. You came off an incredible knockout of Santos, and social media rounds showed the fractured skull of Cyborg. What were your thoughts once you saw that? And did you feel bad about that?
No, there's no fighter that I'd wish that upon at all. So in that sense, yes, I did feel bad for it. If I could change things, I'd prefer to win a different way completely, regardless of all the hype that came off it. He's okay, so I'm happy that he's okay. Obviously, when I first found out, it was a massive shock to me. I think it was a shock to everybody. It's not a kind of injury you see in MMA. But as I say, he's okay. Like you say, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy.
All right, gentlemen, hey, John, if we can take just a moment, let's ask both of our fighters for comments about the upcoming show, the fight, the showdown here at San Jose. So, Fernando, let's throw that microphone to you. Again, a fighter from just about 40 minutes away from here. Big fight coming up. The veteran fighter. Let's hear from Fernando Gonzalez.
Well, guys, thanks for having me. And, you know, like always, I'm always going to be the underdog, and they're going to count me out. And I love that role. I play it well. I have 5 wins in a row because they keep underestimating me. And I've been looking forward to this fight. This is the 3rd time I signed this contract to fight him. And honestly, I think it couldn't have worked out any better for him to have gone that way. And it sucks for what happened to Santos, but it blew him up with what he did. And obviously that's going to help me too when I defeat him. That's going to shoot my name up there. So I'm looking forward to this match and taking that hype train away from him.
In the Bellator cage, Fernando's gone against huge competition. He's prevailed every single time. Some big names in there as well. If you're not familiar, Google it. Fernando, thank you so much. Never at a loss for words. Let's throw it over to the fighter from the UK, Venom Page.
I feel this is where fighters go wrong. Exactly what this guy's saying. He likes to chase other people with the hype. How about you learn to not be the underdog? How about you create your own hype? How about you win big fights? How about you do that? Then you won't need to chase people. I don't chase anybody.
By defeating you.
Anyway, I don't chase anybody. And what he needs to remember is that last fight, that knee, that devastating shot, I trained for him.
I knew you did, but you also telegraphed the shot. So I seen it, he didn't see it, but I saw it. And it doesn't matter, we're gonna fight. Just show up. I already showed up once, you weren't there. So just show up, I'll be ready for you.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Well, those members of the media will give you one last chance for questions before we get things moving here at the Fan Fest and open up doors for tonight's Bellator MMA competition inside the Honda Center. Our first question from the media.
MVP, how do you think you match stylistically to Fernando?
Exactly the same way I match with everybody. Like, I'm a very hard person to fight against. There's not one person in his gym that can replicate what I do at all. His first experience of MVP is going to be when we fight.
MVP, thank you very much. Your next question?
Fernando, I know you guys had already a fight set up, but in light of following up on my question on the fractured skull, does that play into your psyche a little bit? Because that didn't just make news, the Bellator rounds, that made news worldwide. As a fighter, we're journalists, we're media. Does that play into your psyche though?
Yeah.
To be honest, I think, it's been said before, but as a fighter, you got to be a little bit crazy, and to me, it's just a challenge. And he's a tough puzzle to, he's a great fighter. I'll give him that. He's a great fighter, and he's a tough puzzle. But I think I have the remedy to knock him out.
Well, what would that remedy be? Because he does have a length and the height advantage, and he's been shown to be able to do it on the ground as well as the feet.
Well, without giving too much of what I'm going to be doing away, I'll just say that his strength is also his weakness, and I'm going to exploit that in the fight.
For MVP, when you go into a fight, like you said, you were actually training for Fernando. Are you predisposed of what you're going to do to an opponent, or do you kind of freestyle when you get in there?
No, not at all. We have to train, game plan. You have to do that. I leave it down to my coaches, though. Like I say, that game plan was especially for him. You got a change of opponent, but I feel they're quite similar height-wise in the way they fight. There's very few differences, and like I said, I trained for him.
I'm a little faster.
Now, you guys have a little bit of banter back and forth, and I think it plays well for the media. How much of it is you guys are just talking, or how much is it you really want to settle this in the cage?
I have to say, probably the first time I genuinely want to punch him in the face. Now, the reason I say that is because he's been chasing me all over social media for what reason I don't understand. Focus on your own career and you'll be great.
For me as a fighter, this is how I make my living. He signed a contract and he backed out 7 weeks before the fight. That to me, no fighter does that. It's pussy shit, sorry. Back out like that. For me, it puts me in jeopardy that I can't put food on the table. So I took that as disrespect as a fighter. So again, like I said, that's all said and done now. We signed a contract, we're ready to go, and all I'm saying is just show up. I'll be ready to hit you in the face and put you away.
Last question, Fernando first. How does this fight go? How does it end?
Well, if it goes my way, I'm gonna punish him. I'm gonna punish him and then put him away.
What round?
I think he's tough enough to make it to the second for sure, but I think I finish him in the second.
MVP?
Wait, how many people have you really knocked out recently? You go the distance. You're talking about knockout power. You don't possess knockout power. What are you talking about? Do you really think you can beat me? Sorry, go on. But do you really think you can beat me? It doesn't matter what you
I
think.
wouldn't have signed it if I didn't
Because
think I
you
could beat your
can't
ass.
beat the
And I'm
one and
gonna beat
only
your ass.
MVP.
Again, show up and I'm gonna beat your ass. That's simple. Show up and I'll beat your ass.
And with that, gentlemen, we thank you. And for the members of the media, we'll square off the two fighters now. Center of the stage, we'll ask John Slusser to stay right there in the middle, please. Again, Michael Venom Page, MVP, Fernando Gonzalez from Menifee, California, the Menifee Maniac. We'll square them off now. And we'll ask him to hold for just a couple of moments for any photographs for all those members of the media. Again, here's your upcoming fight in San Jose, California. Michael Venom Page against Fernando Gonzalez. Gentlemen, with that, again, for those members of the media that have joined us, we thank you for coming out for the special announcement. Hey, we'll open the doors here just momentarily, maybe about a half hour or so away here at the Honda Center, and we'll get the action underway tonight. The action inside the cage underway tonight.